Hey guys, it's your girl Bianca B and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, make sure you guys check out my past celebrity interviews, makeup tutorials, and vlogs. So this series is called the Confidence Series. I teach you how to be confident internally, externally, how to be confident at work, how to be confident in your relationship. So in today's video, just like the title says, we're going to talk about how to be confident at work. So I'm super excited about this because if you've been following me for a long time, then you know my resume. So we're gonna get into it. If you are new to my channel, I'm just kind of gonna break down everything within this channel. I got on my little suit jacket for y'all, okay? So how to be confident at work. So just a little backstory on me. Besides the YouTube content, I'm an author of 2 books, self-published. I created a nonprofit organization called the Bianca B Foundation. I won Young Entrepreneur for the Small Business Association. I've worked as far as the film industry. I'm a TV producer and I have worked for the Oprah Winfrey Network, TMZ, Warner Brothers, the Steve Harvey Show, the Mel Robbins Show. So I know what I'm talking about, people. I've gone this far in life and I had to learn a lot of different things. And besides those high corporate jobs, I've also worked in retail, I worked in marketing, I worked as a brand ambassador. I've had many jobs, and especially when I was in college, I really utilized working part-time, learning different skill sets that I know that I'm good at and not good at. So I'm gonna break down to y'all, like, these are personal stories, personal things that I've personally been through. So the first step is to always remember you were hired for a reason. Let me make sure I ain't got a lipstick in my teeth. You were hired, I'm gonna repeat this, you were hired for a reason. Out of all these candidates, out of all of these resumes, whether you work at Starbucks, whether you work at Petco, whether you work at TMZ or any place, you were hired for a reason. The employer saw a skill set in you that they didn't see in other people. Whether that was a personality trait, whether that was a skill set that you learned. So always keep that in the back of your head when you're lacking confidence, that you were hired for a reason. You stood out to 250 people, 20,000 people, you stood out. So be grateful that you were hired for a reason. Second thing, interact with your coworkers. A producer actually told me this. She was like, Bianca, I wish that in my earlier 20s and earlier in my career that I wish that I went out more with my coworkers. I wish that I attended birthday parties and those co-worker spaces after work. I just went home and didn't hang out with people. So this can get a little weird because it depends on the environment of your job. So try to always walk into work with a positive attitude. Ask people how they're doing. Say hello. I know I have struggled with this, especially when I knew someone didn't like me from the get-go. I struggled with speaking, saying hello. Little old me. So I'm telling you, make sure, sorry you guys, they're doing construction over here, so bear with me. Make sure that you are interacting with your coworkers. It's all about relationships, and you never know when you may run into someone in the next job, or depending on what industry you are in, you never know when you can need a person. So just make sure that you at least say hello, how are you? Ask people about their family. Ask them if people mention things that they like. Ask them how they are doing, if they change their hairstyles. I know me, I'm sassy, so I can get away with saying, oh, you got a haircut, it looks really nice. Like, really interact with your coworkers. I know people are weird now with sexual harassment and things like that. So as a man, be careful. As a woman, be careful. But just still remain positive and have a positive attitude. Just the part, I can't stress this enough, just the part of how you want people to address you. That makes a huge difference. It really does. And you know, like me, it's weird with me because I have done online content for a very long time. I've been online since I was 16. And as Bianca B, but as my corporate me, You know, it has to be a balance of both. Like I usually tell people that I am a blogger. I do have a social media presence, and I try to be wary of the things that I do post on social media, but I still have to be authentic to who I am and my brand, because that's also my side hustle and my business. So I try to be honest and upfront. I'm not here for popularity. I'm not here to gain things or take advantage of people. I'm really here to learn certain skill sets that I didn't learn before. And so people, like, eventually I'll give people my social media. People follow me on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So just be careful about what you post online. But I try to be super honest with my employers, like that I am a blogger, that I am an influencer. Like, these are things that I do on the side. I do work with brands. I never try to overshadow, especially because I've done talk shows before. Like, I had my own show in school. I try not to mesh the two. Like, I really try to separate my government name versus Bianca B. So, you know, that could get weird too with certain people. So if you are an entrepreneur and you do work a corporate job, just try to keep a balance of letting people know what you do, but being just weary of that conversation, if that makes sense. This is a big thing. This was something that I learned personally, especially in the film industry. Don't be afraid to speak up in meetings. I learned this a lot within my last job. Some people like to talk to be a teacher's pet. Some people have to learn that speak up in meetings when need to. Ask questions when need to. If things are self-explanatory, or you can ask a coworker or things like that, don't just ask questions just to ask questions. You know how people just want to stand out for no reason? Speak up in meetings when you need to speak up in meetings. In my industry, we do a lot of pitch meetings, right? So speak up when necessary. The next step, don't be afraid to be a student. Don't be afraid to be a student. I think people get this ego and this pride that they are better than the next person, and you're not. Sometimes when you try to act like you're better than someone, you end up looking stupid. So make sure that you are being a student. Even if you know more than your boss, still gas them up, okay? Even if you don't know everything, or you may know more than your boss or someone higher up than you, don't be afraid to be a student. And this is in the 48 Laws of Power, and I will insert it here. But this, 50 Cent actually talks about it in his book, but that's real life talk. Okay, don't be afraid to be a student. When departing a company, do it respectfully. Gratitude, be grateful that you have a job. A lot of people do not have a job or have streams of income or doing what they love. So just be grateful that you do have a job, and just be the best you. And you're gonna have bad days, and make that be known. If you have a relationship with your coworkers, just be like, today is an off day for me. And I'm very vocal about that. When I'm just like not performing my best, I'd be like, okay, tomorrow will be better. I'm naturally a positive person. So just be grateful that you have a job, and just be honest and upfront with people. I think people will respect that more in you being vulnerable. So it's your girl Bianca B. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter at It's Bianca B. Like and subscribe and comment below. Bye guys.